Good morning. It's a great time to have you on my channel on a Grammar 2 course. Today we have Unit 49. This unit deals with the questions. Let's begin with how to make questions. We have two kinds of questions. We have yes or no question. These are quite easy. They are very simple and they need no information. They need no additional information. The second type of questions deal with information. They need extra information, additional information. Now we have to deal with this point. In the questions, we usually put the subject after the first verb. So we change the order of the sentence. We have subject, verb, object, and so on. In the questions, we put the first verb or the helping verb before the subject. For example, Tom will, it becomes will Tom. Will Tom be here tomorrow? You have you been working hard? The house was the house. When was the house built? Remember that the subject comes after the first verb. We have an example. Is Catherine working today? Not is working Catherine. It is wrong to say is working Catherine. We must say is Catherine working today? In present simple questions, we use do, does. Do, does. For example, you live, do you live? Do you live near here? The film begins. Does the film begin? What time does the film begin or start? In the past simple questions, we must use, of course, did. You sold. Did you sell? Did you sell your car? Did you sell your house? Did you sell your coat? The train stopped. Did the train stop? Why did the train stop? Or when did the train stop? Where did the train stop? But we do not use do, does, did, if, who, what, etc. is the subject of the sentence. When we ask about the subject, we don't use do, does, and, or did. For example, Emma telephoned somebody. We ask about the subject here. Yes, Emma telephoned somebody. We have somebody telephoned Emma. We can say who telephoned Emma. But if we ask about somebody, about the object, we must use did. Who did or whom did Emma telephone? In these examples, who, what, etc. is the subject. Who wants something to eat? Not who does want. What happened to you last night? What happened? Not what did happen. How many people came to the wedding or to the party or to the meeting? Not how many people did come. Which bus goes to the center of the city? Not which bus does go. So we have to keep in mind to remember that when we ask about the subject, we do not use do, does, or did. We do not change the order of word or the word order. Note the position of prepositions in questions, beginning with who, what, which, where. For example, who do you want to speak to? We have which job has Anne applied for? What was the weather like yesterday? Where are you from? These prepositions come at the end of the questions. You can use preposition with whom in formal style. Those positions of prepositions are informal, but we can have formal usage or style by using or putting the preposition at the beginning. To whom do you wish to speak? To whom do you wish to speak? To whom do you wish to send this letter? We have something else. We have isn't it, didn't you, etc. These are called negative questions. We use negative questions especially to show surprise. We expect something and we are surprised when we receive unexpected or sudden information. For example, didn't you hear the doorbell? I rang it 3 times. So I expect that you have heard it, and I will be surprised if you didn't hear the doorbell. Or when we expect the listener to agree with us, we use the negative question to make sure that we expect the listener to agree with our information. Haven't we met somewhere before? I'm sure we have. Yes, I think we have. Note the meaning of yes and no in answers to negative questions. For example, don't you want to go to the party? Yes means yes, I want. I want to go. No means no, I don't want to go. So when you use yes, you agree. When you use no, you don't agree. Note the word order in negative questions beginning with why. For example, why don't we go out for a meal tonight? We use why don't we, not why we don't. Why don't we go? Not why we don't go. It is wrong to say why we don't go. Why wasn't Mary at work yesterday? Why wasn't Mary? Not why Mary wasn't. It is wrong to say why Mary wasn't. Now we have dealt with question. We have dealt with the way we make questions. We have two kinds of questions, as I have said before. I have said at the beginning of this lecture. We have a yes or no question. These are easy questions. They need no extra information. And the second type is WH questions. WH questions, these are called information questions. They need information. They need additional information. So I try to see and know and of course make use of the difference between yes or no questions and information or WH questions. We have also dealt with the place of prepositions. We can use preposition at the end of the question with who, where, and so on, or what. And we can, of course, place it at the beginning with whom, for whom, to whom, with whom, and so on. And now I think it's good time to have a look on the exercises. Exercise number 1, ask Joe questions. Look at his answers before you write the questions. So we have to look at the answers, then we can turn to make questions. We have an example. Number 1 is done for you. It is an example. Where do you live? Where do you live? All right. Number 2, we have here born there. And you have question with where here. Yes, in Manchester. So we expect that he was born in Manchester. Where were you born? Where were you born? We ask about the place. Married. Married or not, we can, of course, look at the answers, and you can say yes. So, are you married? Yes. How long marry? Long here we can use the present perfect. How long have you been married? How long have you been married? We have here 17 years. About the children, how old are your children? They are 12 and 15. They are 12 years old. One is 12 years old and the other is 15 years old. How did or how old are they? Yes, we can have. Do you have it? Have you got children? Yes, I have got two children, boys. How old are they? Well, yeah, they are 12 and 15. What do? Yes, what do you do? What do you do? He said, I'm a journalist. What do you do? What about your wife? What does she do? She is a doctor. So this is, about exercise number 1. Now we turn to exercise number 2. Make questions with who or what. We begin with who or use who when we ask about people, about animate. But we use what when we ask about inanimate, about things. Yes. Number 1, somebody hit me. We ask about somebody is related to people, so use who. Who hit you? So we don't use dead here because we ask about the subject. Who here? I hit somebody. You ask about the object. So you must use did. I hit somebody. Who did you hit? Or who did you hit? Whom did you hit? Did you hit? Somebody paid the bill. We ask about the subject. About who? Who paid the bill? Something happened. We ask about things. What happened? Diane and said something. We ask. We can have 2 questions. What did Diane say, or who said something? This book belongs to somebody. To whom does this book belong? To whom does this book belong? Somebody lives in that house. We ask about who, with who, we can use who lives in that house. I fell over something. I fell over something. What did I fall over? What did I fall over? Something fell on the floor. What fell on the floor? Yes, we ask about the subject. We don't use did. This word means something. What does this word mean? I borrowed the money from somebody. I borrowed, yes. You can say, from whom did you borrow the money? From whom did you borrow the money? Or who, what did you borrow from somebody? I'm worried about, or I'm worried about something. I'm worried about something. You can say, what worried you? What worried you? What made you worried? All right. So far we have done 2 exercises. If you have any questions, please let me know. Don't hesitate to tell me that you have questions. If you have any difficulties, any difficult points, you can ask me. All right. Now we move to exercise number 3. Put the words in brackets in the correct word order. All the sentences are questions. When was built this house? When was built this house? It becomes, when was this house built? When was this house built? How cheese is made? How is a cheese made? When invented the computer was? When was the computer invented? Why Sue working isn't today? Why isn't Sue working today? What time coming your friends are? What time are your friends coming? Why was cancelled the concert? Why was the concert cancelled? Where your mother was born? Where was your mother born? Why you to the party didn't come? Why didn't you come to the party? How the accident did happen? How did the accident happen? Why this machine doesn't work? Why doesn't this machine work? Now we have done exercise number 3, and I repeat my point. If you have any questions, if anything is not clear, please tell me to make it clear for you to clarify this point. We have exercise now. We have exercise number 4. Write negative questions from the words in brackets. In this situation, you are surprised. We have, of course, we have an example. Who we don't use Liz, or we don't see Liz this evening. Why not? She not coming to the party? Isn't she coming to the party? I hope, I hope, I hope we don't uh, meet Tom or David tonight. I hope we don't meet Tom tonight. Uh, why? Why you not like him? Why don't you like him? Why don't you like him? Number 3. Don't go and see that film. Why not? It's not good. Hmm. Yes, it not good. Isn't it? Is it or isn't it good? Number 4. I'll have to borrow some money. Why you not have any? Why don't you have any money on you? All right. This is the end of this lecture. I hope that we have done a good job. If you have any questions, please let me know. Goodbye and meet you next lecture. Goodbye.